You know, there's a saying that goes, a bad haircut is a good conversation starter. But what if the conversation isn't bad enough and you're stuck with a terrible barber? Buckle up, folks, because I've got a tale to spin. Picture this: a small town, one barber shop, one barber, and a man named George. George isn't fond of his barber. In fact, the man snips his sideburns unevenly, chatters incessantly about his collection of vintage spatulas, and has a peculiar fondness for dousing George's head in an aftershave that smells suspiciously like pickled cucumbers. But does George switch barbers? No. Why, you ask? Because George, dear listeners, is a creature of habit. Now, this isn't a tale of heroics, nor is it a love story. It's the chronicle of George's weekly ordeal, where he screws up his courage, steps into the barber shop, and prays to the haircut gods that today, just once, his left sideburn won't be an inch shorter than his right. Each week, George enters the shop, his heart pounding like a drum solo at a rock concert. He takes his place on the dreaded barber's chair, closes his eyes, and endures the onslaught of the barber's chatter. He grimaces as the scent of the dreaded pickle aftershave wafts into his nostrils. He clenches his fists when the barber steps back, grinning like a Cheshire cat, revealing the masterpiece of uneven sideburns. But does George complain? No. Instead, he smiles, pays, and leaves, promising to return next week. On his way out, he even waves to the barber, a small, resigned gesture of surrender. So why does George keep going back? Well, folks, sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. George can't bear the thought of another barber inflicting a worse haircut, or God forbid, a more pungent aftershave. So he sticks with his barber, week after week, sideburn by uneven sideburn, bracing himself for the pickle-scented assault. In essence, this is a tale of endurance, of a man's will to face the same barber, the same chatter, and the same cucumber aftershave, week after week, without losing his sanity. It's a testament to George's tenacity, his perseverance, and his oddly specific fear of change. So folks, next time you're suffering through a bad haircut, remember George. And remember, it could always be worse. You could be stuck with a barber who collects spatulas and has a thing for pickled cucumber aftershave.